Hey everyone, it's Brian, the crippled. I wanted to make a quick video going over how important testing your generator out is. And let me explain exactly what I mean. If you think that starting your generator every month and seeing that it turns on is good enough, well, I hate to say it, but you're going to be pretty upset at some point. And what I mean by that is, if you're not putting your generator and really testing it in a real world scenario, if you're just, let's just say you pull the generator out, you turn it on, and let's say, when you lose power, your generator, and you're using your generator, you have like a whole plug. You might have the interlock kit so that you got to turn the main off to turn the generator breaker on to allow it to feed the circuits. Let's just say you pull it out, you turn it on, and you plug in, you do the full thing. You go through the process. You either, have the interlock or you don't. You go turn off your main breaker. I personally, depending on your generator size, when I'm turning the main breaker off, I go and turn off all of the double poles, all the 240 volts, your AC, the condenser, the air handler, the oven, the dryer, water heater, any of the double circuit breakers, turn them off. Along with the main breaker, make sure that is off. Very important, or you're gonna blow stuff up. You're gonna maybe kill a lineman. Has to be off. I can't stress it enough. You cannot forget to do that. Okay, well, you plug in, you turn the gen on, it's running, and cool. You turned on all the things that it's supposed to power, it's powering it, awesome, shuts it down, we're good for hurricane season. No, unfortunately you're not. I've had, and this is the reason why I'm making the video, I've had a lot of customers that reach out to me. They didn't have me service their generator because they were able to turn it on and they plugged it in and it was producing voltage and blah, blah, blah. So why would they, spend $250 for me to come out there when they just could do it themselves, right? I get it. I wouldn't hire me to come out there if I could see that it's producing voltage and running correctly. So this is the issue. Your generator, or let me rephrase that, you need to get your generator nice and hot and allow it to run, personally, a minimum of 2 hours. Every year before hurricane season, this is what I do, Pull it out, I would turn it on, have it powering my house, and when I say powering the house, I'm talking like exact replica of what you would be using during the storm. Like if you're going to have an AC and you're going to want to use it a lot during that 2-hour test period, you better put the AC on. You better put everything on you want it to be working. Put it on and run it for 2 hours. After 30 minutes, well, all right, right away, when you put on everything that it was rated to do, everything that whoever sold you the generator said it would do, they wired it a certain way so that, you would get the circuits you wanted. There's always going to be a noise, a smell, a look, an observation as to like something not being correct. If the generator's overloading, the number one sign is going to be a big change in the way the sound the generator makes while it's running and powering everything. So basically, before you started to overload it, the generator's running great. It's just, it's just smooth. It's just humming away. Just, when you overload it, it's going to go like a way deeper noise. You can hear it just really working hard. It's going to be a way deeper sound from the generator. And basically, I'm not saying that if you hear the generator make a deeper noise than, before you added that load, that does not mean it's overloaded. What I'm saying is, depending, you guys aren't listening to these generators run every day like I am, but that is the first sign that your generator's overloaded or very, very close to being overloaded is the way it sounds and how rough it's running, basically. If you, let's say, like, you hit on your circuit breaker for the AC, right? And right before it's running, right before you do that, your generator, you observe your generator and it's smooth. It's not like, it's just, bzzz, just humming away. Right as you hit that breaker, or even, you can hit the breaker, some have 5-minute delays, the condensers before they kick on. Let's just say you hit the breaker and all of a sudden you hear the generator go from zzz to like, turn the breaker off for the AC. Basically, it's right there on being overloaded, and you don't want the generator to be running like that. And so there's my main reason why every hurricane season, just pulling your generator out and seeing that it turns on is not enough. I mean, come on now. You want to know what the number one reason why homeowners don't want to do the test They just want to, you know, turn it on and see that it runs. Cool. You know, you want to know why they don't want to, you know, do the full test? Resetting the clocks. I know, it's difficult. It's so stressful. Just do it. You have to. If you really want to be prepared, if you really want to make sure your generator is going to run properly every season before hurricane season or right at the beginning, whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, the sooner you see it work under load, the better, and, you know, you don't have to, like, go try finding parts or something. So keep that in mind. Very important. Run the generator in a real scenario like you would if you had lost power for 2 hours. Run it. Get it hot. Make it work. So keep that in mind, guys. Quick little tip that I've mentioned in my last video or so. If we get hit by a hurricane and you go to pull your, you know, last month you tested your generator, you had me stop by, I did the full service, we went over everything was good. Well, you pull the generator out and it does not turn on. You use your electric start because that's all you have. Some of the big engines like the 15,000 watt and the 17,000 watt, either Duramax, Westinghouse, Generac, they don't have a pull cord. They just have electric start. And the reason is because of the engine size. It's getting bigger and bigger. You're not able to create enough, what would you call that term? Torque when pulling the cord to get the engine to really fire off. So what I'm getting at is, say you try and start the generator and nothing happens, or let's just say you try and start the generator, you know, you're turning the key or you're pressing whatever you have to do to make it work. There's certain processes for certain generators like Duramaxes and even Champions have the battery that need the battery switch, the toggle switch has to be on for the generator to work, and, you know, make sure your economy switch, the idle control switch, whatever it's labeled as, make sure that's off when first starting the generator. Make sure that if your battery, so say you, we get hit, you know, we tested this generator out not even a month ago. I was over at your house, we walked through everything, I cleaned out the carburetor or replaced it, and, you know, we did a full test, everything was good. Well, 15 days later, nothing happens when you turn the key. So, like 99, well, there's only 3 things that can happen, and most of the time, it's only like 2 of them, usually. It all depends. If you go to start your generator with electric start and the generator does not turn over your battery is dead, or your battery is dead, or there could be a fuse blown. Usually that doesn't happen unless you're putting a new battery in and you ground out and cause sparks, and you're sending, you know, current down, might blow to protect it. But it's going to be your battery, a fuse, and the last thing, it could be your starter or the starter solenoid, you know, or the crank relay, crank circuit, not engaging or whatever, and it's not sending the signal to the starter. Well, if your battery's dead on your generator and you're at your house during a storm, and you lost power, the house has no power, what's the quickest way to get the battery to work for you to turn your generator on? How would you do it? It's pretty simple. You're overthinking it. Remember, these engines, although the little portables that, you know, that all you guys have are not as big as car engines, trust me, that, you know, the car engines are not even big, and there's tons of generators that use Chevy engines, Ford engines. You can use any type of engine on a generator, as long as you put the adapter piece to spin the alternator back in. That's all you need. Instead of hooking, you know, instead of hooking see, I don't work on cars. Whatever it is that spins when the engine is being throttled, what is it? Whatever turns your wheels, right? But anyways, your car, use a jumper cable. Hook up the jumper cables to your car battery, positive to positive, which is red to red, negative to negative, which is black to black. So you can jumpstart your generator battery. Have the have someone help you hooking up the jumper cables, because you don't want to be creating sparks, because that'll definitely cause a fuse to blow. Keep that in mind though, like if your battery ever dies, there's a very quick way of jumping it, and that's with your car battery and jumper cables. You could even remove your car battery, remove the generator battery, and hook up the generator red and black battery cables to your car battery. Put the car battery right next to the generator, hook the cables up, and start it up. You know? Very simple. You don't want to have to, you don't want to be the person that literally, you know, goes without power because their battery was dead. That is like the quickest, easiest way to get it to work. Is, you know, all of those little situations I told you about. So keep that in mind. So I forget what I was going to say, but oh, I got it. Let me make a new video.